And there we are. We're live, and we have audio. Thankfully, Gloucestercast.
No, we don't.
No,
Wait.
I have you flustered. I have you very.
You have
flustered.
me flustered. You're passing the torch. You want us to know what it feels like to have the stress. 20
There's
seconds.
a lot of things going on right here.
And we have audio.
It's
No, we don't. Now we have audio.
Well, we have that part of it.
That part of the audio.
Gloucestercast 381. It is February 1st, which is strange to me because of the weather. Groundhog Day tomorrow. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one podcast virgin. That is Mia McCarthy with us.
Yeah.
She's,
Hi, Mia.
Mia, say hi to Mom.
And
They can't
everybody
hear you
else.
if you-
and
if
the
you
other
mumble.
billions of people who are tuning in.
she's shy. Mia's shy. But she's more of a studio audience, I think, than a
Studio,
contributor right now.
Yeah.
They-
Not kidding on camera.
oh, there you go. I want to introduce yourselves, Chris McCarthy.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Gloucester. And Joe, happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice.
Nicole Schraft is with us.
Good morning, everyone.
Nicole Schraft with the post of the week, I think, with her hockey
Absolutely.
thing. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Jimmy Dalpiaz.
Hey, good morning, Gloucester. Welcome back from Los Angeles. How's Brady's new house look?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I knew you were going to go
Yeah.
look at
He
it.
let us stay a couple of days before he was like, you guys really need to go home. But it was a good couple of days.
I know you guys are close, and he wanted you to
Super
go
tight.
check it out.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Pat Dalpiaz is on the keyboard.
Good morning, Gloucester.
I'm on bass. He's the lead singer.
I'm on the skin flute.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
That's-
geez.
Oh.
With Mia in the
This
room.
is terrible. What a horrible,
There's gonna be
horrible
some phone
parenting.
calls coming in about that.
Strike.
He can't help
let me
himself.
pause that.
All right, so Groundhog Day. Who can explain? I'm going to give this to Pat because she could probably explain the tradition of Groundhog Day the best.
I actually don't know that much about it, and I honestly don't understand whether 6 more weeks of winter is good news or bad news.
So
Because it
it's- if
sounds like it
if the
should be
groundhog sees his shadow, it's something.
correct.
The only thing I know about the most I know about Groundhog Day is the movie with Bill Murray
Yeah.
and Andy McDowell.
So Puxatawny Phil,
Right.
right?
That's,
And
that's near, it's kind of near us.
I always
In
really.
Binghamton.
I always watch it like 8 hours later in the day to see what happened. But they have the whole thing with the top hat, the black coats, and
Right.
he comes out, and then he turns around and goes back in, and it's either 6 more weeks or it's not. I don't know.
And I
Has
don't
anybody
know.
ever like tracked it to see if it's actually
The
legitimate?
accuracy.
Oh, I imagine
Yeah,
so.
I want to know. Like he saw a shadow. And then
It's
Finn
like
said,
6 more
Finn
weeks
says, "How
of
do they
good
know if
news,
he saw
though,
a
or-"
shadow?"
You know what I like about it the most? It's just another excuse for people to go out and drink.
Yeah, or to bet.
To
It's more
drink
gambling.
on Groundhog's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they get out there.
That's just
It's a big town
There's
festival.
like 5 people that go out and watch the day.
That's not
Oh,
true.
no.
It's huge.
It's
Yeah.
like their greasy pole, Chris.
Oh,
It's huge.
nice. Well, they can have that. We'll take the greasy pole.
With the stock market in free fall because of the China crisis, interest rates have never, I'm not sure about this, but they're unbelievably low. I talked to Brandon Pratt yesterday. He's so busy that he can't even, he doesn't even have time to talk on the phone because so many people are refinancing right now. If you have a mortgage with a regular bank, chances are you could probably save hundreds of dollars a month and it's like literally maybe 45 minutes of your time to go see him. I have his information in the show notes. It's also, you can go to northshorehomeloans.com and get the information there.
Pat and I have the Bud Light virus. I think we
Instead of the
caught it.
coronavirus.
Yeah, we don't have the coronavirus, but I think we have a form of a Bud Light.
It could be. Well, you're into those Bud Light seltzers now.
The Bud Light seltzers.
But
Yeah.
we didn't talk about that last week, but they are fantastic.
They're tasty. They're
Somebody was
tasty.
just asking about those last weekend. They are good. I haven't
It
tried
was
one yet.
surprisingly
Yeah.
good. My
And-
brain was expecting to taste beer,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, psychologically.
it's hard not to
Yeah.
think that. But I enjoyed it.
They're great. I think that what I like about it is how subtle,
Yeah.
how subtle the flavoring is.
Without an aftertaste. That's the
very
key.
crisp. I really don't see myself drinking them this time of year, but in the summer,
Yeah.
if you get a ice chest
Yeah.
and you bury those
Oh,
things
yeah.
really cold, Oh,
That's
they'd
gonna be
be
scary.
they'd be
Are they
dangerous.
the little cans, like the little skinny cans?
They're skinny cans, but I think they're 12 ounces. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
And you
10
didn't you
ounces.
you went to Total Wine and you said that they were sold. They were sold
I
out.
was at Total Wine yesterday afternoon, and I went in there specifically to get Bud Light seltzer because I figured if anybody would have it, it would be Total Wine.
Right.
Go down the seltzer aisle, seltzer everywhere, and there's this big hole in the middle of the seltzer
Really?
row, and I'm like, no Bud Light. I asked the manager to come over. He's like, no, it's gone. I'm like, anything in the back room? And he called somebody on the walkie-talkie, and they're like, nope, all out.
Wow.
And that was on a Friday.
That's amazing.
So people are gearing up for Super Bowl.
People are all about it. I just have this just came in from Gary Stanton. So people can chime in. We love comments, by the way. I love seeing people think. Gary Stanton says, did anyone see the article that PETA wanted to do a digital groundhog because it's too shocking to Puxatawny Phil to be exposed to the crowd? Mia, you okay?
Mia's getting all
Is she
this.
half asleep?
Well, yeah.
She's like, this is what you guys do on this
So we do.
podcast.
Yeah.
No, but how bananas
Yeah,
is
that's great.
PETA now?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking he's probably pretty happy.
Yeah, he's getting all that
I
attention.
think in the off season, other groundhogs are probably trying to off Puxatawny Phil because they want all the props,
The
right?
prop,
And
yeah.
you probably living the life.
Well, you've been watching Disney movies? What?
Yeah.
So
Disney Plus.
D Noble is with us right now,
Hey D.
and I put D right up there with Nicole as far as ability to pound day drink and stuff like that.
D, where are we gonna meet later on?
So wait, I want to hear D's take on the Bud Light seltzers because I bet she has a take on them. So there we go.
And since we're on the seltzer
Awesome.
topic, just quickly, last night, because they had no Bud Light seltzer, I bought Truly seltzer, but their lemonade line.
It was good.
And it was
Not too
very good. Again,
See?
100 calories, I think 1 gram of sugar, 5% alcohol, and it had this slight
Subtle.
lemonade
Yeah.
taste. It was, I think that might be my go-to in addition to Bud Light seltzer.
We
in
have
the
all
summer.
these options this year.
Yeah,
We still haven't heard from D. I'm waiting for her to chime in on her take on the
she's
things.
pounding her
You,
Bud
you
Light
scared her
seltzer.
away.
She's
yeah.
a professional.
She's
Nothing.
putting celery in her Bloody Mary right now, so she can't.
You know where you could put celery in your Bloody Mary tomorrow morning
At the
between
Vocal?
9:30 and 2:30. I think it is I forget the date, the times, but it's at Feather and Wedge has an unbelievable Sunday brunch. We like to
Yeah, it's
we like to plug
pre-Super
them.
Bowl.
Pre-Super Bowl. And there we have a link to the Beauport Hotel has a bunch of Valentine's specials for that weekend. So check them out as well. Hands-free law is going into effect, Pat.
Yes, in about 3 weeks, February 23rd.
Listen up, man.
New Massachusetts hands-free law, and one of the things I noticed in particular when I read about it was that how really strict it is about not putting your hands on your phone at all.
At all.
Period.
Yeah.
For no
Not
reason.
even like to turn it on, turn it off.
Correct.
I
Not,
didn't.
not to just like hold it in your hand, drive down.
Oh wow.
or-
So it's
yeah.
not you can't touch your
You,
hand.
you
your phone.
cannot touch your phone.
So Jimmy has a prop here of something that he uses. I use something a little bit different. Here, let me see. I'll hold it right
Sure.
now.
Got that for a Christmas gift here because Pat knew that we were doing the hands-free, and she knows we get a lot of phone calls and stuff. So it's basically you put it in a cup holder. That's where the base is. Okay, and down here you put it in the cup holder, and you twist the top until it kind of locks in. And as you do it, you'll notice that these little parts come out, and it locks it into the cup holder.
Yeah.
And every cup holder's different size. You put it in, and then as Joey did, you can bend that around. And
Yeah, because
just
if you're
put it in.
if you're using it for a GPS,
Right.
sideways might be better.
And
whatever.
it has, it could bend a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So, got this, and when Pat said we're going to do a topic, I thought I'd bring it in. Pretty decent. It's a great idea. I really don't know the cost of it. I've seen a few.
If you go to Amazon and there's a million. Craig turned me on to there's a super sticky 3M tape magnet ball. So and then there's the receiver on the back of my phone. There are these magnet
Oh.
things. Chris uses it as well, and you just stick it on there. You don't, and you can pull it right
So
off
it's in between your
easily.
phone and
No, it's outside.
And it's
I could have put
the
it
magnets are unbelievably strong. We'll put some links into different options for people, but
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
who has a good one that's similar to that is WeatherTech.
oh really?
But yeah, WeatherTech.
They make it
Because
they
I
make
was
it-
thinking about going with the cup holder one.
Right.
But decided I wanted it a little higher.
then you realize you wouldn't have a cup holder free for your drink.
For my
Yeah.
for my Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah, yeah.
If you put your phone in your cup holder, where are you gonna put your?
Yeah.
Charlene Delaney said that she had a blueberry seltzer last night at Mile Market, and it was delicious.
Oh,
Blueberry.
nice.
That's
Thanks
a
for
cool
the
one.
phone call, Charlene.
Oh, ouch.
See, you gotta be careful.
So Pat had blogged about this before I had blogged about this. New Era came out with what
Oh, yeah,
is
so-
a team described hat. So the way I take this is New Era says we're going to produce a hat that represents like your area, and so they ask the team to like what would you put on the hat, and the team tells them, and then they designed a hat. Well, the Red Sox one looks like it was thrown together by a 6-year-old.
The kindergarten classes put it together, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And-
dreadful.
It's like they just kind of stuck a Paul Revere
Yeah.
patch, like nothing symmetrical about it at
Right,
all.
it's just random. It's not
Like
even,
a yellowish, orange, and black outline Paul Revere on a horse statue over here, and a lobster roll at an angle on the back other corner, just haphazardly thrown on there, and as if that is what represents. Listen, no one should be more excited about a lobster roll making it onto the hat than me. But
Your
it's
stock is gonna go through the roof.
it was such a schlocky job of
It
doing
looks
this.
pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. What they did, and it was a big hit, is in the NBA. I know that they went out and got jerseys, and they went to people and said, "Do a nickname. Do something about your city. Do something that's something about where you're from, and we're gonna sell these jerseys." Okay, with these nicknames, and it was something because we tried. My son loves basketball, and he said a few times to me, "Go to the NBA store in New York City when I was doing my trips. Go find me some." They were selling them out so fast they couldn't keep them, so they probably went, "You know what? We won't do jerseys this year. But let's try something with the hats." And notice it's the type of hats.
I feel this is how I felt after seeing the Red Sox version of this hat, and I haven't seen any of the other
they're
the
just
clubs.
as bad.
Are they really?
They are just as
So,
bad.
so my take is that New Era put this out to the Red Sox. The Red Sox really wasn't interested in doing it, and kind of did such a half-assed job with it. Cause just to like say, don't ever ask us to do anything else again like this because it's fucking garbage. That's the way I took it.
Is that the way you take it?
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad enough for Pat, who's not necessarily a sports fan,
Right.
to blog about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then like I didn't
thought
think
it
that
looked
Even
anyone.
I was shocked. Yeah.
You didn't even see it.
I saw it. I swear to God, I saw.
Paul Revere, like that's okay.
That is
Okay,
Boston.
let's.
That is Boston.
One if by land, two if by sea.
Yeah.
The old
That
North
wasn't that
Church.
Columbus?
My first thought it was that Patriot,
That's
you know,
it.
like the old Patriots,
Pat
the
Patriot.
guy.
What would you have put? What would you put?
What was I? What
What would you
on
have put
hats?
to represent it?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't have done anything because I'm not that type of hat guy that would do
But
that.
anything. Paul
I
Revere.
mean,
See
to
that?
stick this little thing
Okay.
here and something in the back, it's almost like
It's-
one here, one here.
No,
Not even.
I know the
Not
placement.
even.
I agree. The placement was a little odd. I was surprised they had Paul Revere so close to the B. I didn't mind the lobster roll. I like
The
I
lobster
like
roll looked like
logos on the arm versus the traditional.
Yeah, I
spot.
like that too. It's just I thought that like the colors of it none of it
Yeah.
went together.
And then you put the other hat out where it says Gloucester and the coordinates.
That
That was really
I
good.
love that.
I would buy
yeah,
the-
Enza Iacano. It's tremendous. I asked her for a low pro. I don't like hats that are big, like poofy right here. So I asked her for a low profile version of that, like in a heather blue with light gray mesh.
And if
She
you,
says
could,
she's
you
gonna make
don't
it.
have to say low profile. You could just say female hat.
But you like a big poofy hat right here?
No, that's a men's hat. You're wearing a men's hat right now, low profile. Just say
This is
women.
low profile.
That's low profile.
Yeah, that's not a higher
that
profile.
Kate's?
A higher profile would come up to like here.
I
Is
thought
that,
is
like
it
the,
more
is that like the
box?
trucker
Huh?
hat?
That's the more box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Trucker hat
Square
is
looking
boxy.
front trucker
Yeah.
hat.
Vineyard Vines does a great
Simple.
job with all their team shirts and all their city shirts. You know what I mean? They have the Patriots
Nicole turned me
logos.
on. Nicole has done something very dangerous.
Oh, you weren't going to talk about it. You were not going to talk about it because you didn't want people to beat us too, right?
Well,
Is that
I'm
what
all
you were gonna
done
say?
though. I'm like,
Okay,
I
all right.
can't buy anymore.
Okay.
So
Can't buy anymore.
eBay
I
has
was still shopping.
so I've been buying like some clothes for my trips and stuff. Vineyard Vines on eBay, you can get stuff brand new in the packaging for like you. There's places that say make an offer, and like put these ridiculous offers out there, and I've been getting like these half zip pullovers that are like $80 in the store or $109, getting them for like $15, $22. So I got like 4 of them.
Not
So-
anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's
Something
the only
sounds
place I
fishy.
shop. I do everything with my PayPal and my
Yeah,
eBay.
it's pretty bananas. It's
Something
pretty good.
sounds fishy.
Something.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, we missing any
When the
Vineyard
whale falls
Vines?
off.
We missing any Vineyard Vines pullovers?
I want to say a shout out to our friends at Harbor Cove Dental. They just relaunched their website, and anybody moving into town. Did you guys go to them? No. Anybody here? Did you switch over?
No.
I know a lot of people have switched over to Harbor Cove Dental, and
I should do so.
they're awesome.
I'm going to Danvers right now.
They're so friendly, and
Danvers is too
they're
far away.
everything is state of the art.
Is it?
Yeah, everything is like
Do they have the drills that make that bad dentist sound?
and the smell. It's like burning
Yeah,
something.
the burn.
No,
burning,
everything's
burning,
painless, and they have like you can hook your playlist into their sound system.
Really?
They have heated massage, dentist chairs.
Someone's rooting for a cavity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughters beg to go there, and
Wow.
Connor does too. So yeah, I mean
Wow.
that. I think you don't really need to say anything after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Really,
And they're dentists too.
and they're dentists. Yeah, and they do teeth whitening. They do anything you need to have done. Tartine in Beverly. I hadn't even heard of this place, and you say it's awesome. Tell us about Tartine in Beverly.
So it's on Cabot Street, and we've gone for a lunch a bunch in the past because I work in Beverly, and I always get the avocado, or there's like avocado and egg toast, a really great like soup and sandwich kind of menu, quiche of the day and whatnot. But then they added the wine bar, so now they.
Oh, what a surprise! Nicole.
Now I can't go in the middle of the workday, but it's just really cute in there. They've redone it. They have an old like little tiny mini, not a mini, but a little tiny car in the corner. It's really funky and cute, but really really good. You know who goes there? Who your
Dino.
no maybe I don't know. Your social media friend Ken Lawler goes there also,
Oh,
and he raves
my
about
internet
it as
BFF.
well. Yep. So Ken loves it as well. But,
Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to Ken Lawler about this.
But I was thinking about Jim and Pat on their drives where you get to stop, and you guys should make a little pit stop in Beverly.
Okay, well,
Because it's
yeah.
You know, my driving through Beverly pit stop is that poke place on the corner. Of,
Oh, yeah, we saw that, and you said you had been
yeah.
there a couple
There's a
times.
poke place there,
Where?
right on the corner of
When you cross the train tracks there.
what is it? Is that the corner of Cabot and Rantoul?
Yeah, Cabot and Rantoul.
Yeah, right on the corner. Like where you know how you take the hard right to go on to Cabot? If you go over the railroad tracks, you go left and then right to go onto Cabot.
I don't know. I don't.
All right.
I mean, I guess there's like lots of
Yeah,
railroad
where,
tracks, but
what's the name
I'll
of
look it
that?
up.
Where that restaurant, that famous restaurant, not famous, but you would know where it is.
You would know where it is.
Okay.
There's Marconi Radio was there for a long time.
Oh,
There's
the old
like a-
Wild Horse. Is that what you
Wild
mean?
Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
So
on
you're
the
like right there. You're right
Just
at the
down
very
the
beginning
street
of
over
it.
the train
Yeah, I
tracks.
gotcha.
Yeah. So there's that. You've been bowling at Cape Ann Lanes lately?
I have. I saw Kate there. She texted me from like aisle 1 or lane 1, and we were at like lane 12 or whatever. But yeah, they've done a good job. I mean,
What a
they had-
renovation.
They had their baby, so congratulations.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
they had the baby.
Yeah, they had
She was
their
like
daughter.
overdue, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
A little bit, yeah. So they had the baby last week, super cute, but they did such a great job in there. We've had a faculty meeting in there, and the kids have gone a couple
Holy
afternoons.
school
A
faculty
faculty
meeting.
meeting.
I know,
Of course,
right?
because they serve
What?
booze there. That's why.
Awesome.
What? Yeah.
Your faculty meetings, you can go to a bar to have
We
it?
had seminars and workshops all day long, and then we went at 4
Did they have the
o'clock and
food part
rolled
opened
and-
up there with a beer?
We
The brew
ate.
pub?
So yeah, so where they used to like sell the pizza and the drinks, like the little like concession, they've now added more games, and all the food is off in the end in the pub part, and they have a pretty decent food menu. We
Yeah,
didn't really
I
eat
was
a
there
lot, but-
Thursday.
Did,
Or,
so
uh,
did
you
you eat?
go
Did you eat any of the food there?
Not Thursday night, but I have.
But the
eaten their
lounge
food.
is it kind of loungy? Is that functional right now? The food part?
No,
Oh, it's not go.
no,
up and going.
not
You
yet.
walk up to the bar in there and you
Yeah.
order, but I haven't sat at like the tables in there. We've taken
Yeah.
it back
Okay.
to the little
Yeah, and they
lane,
have
but
waiters and waitresses walking around,
Oh,
so they
wow.
make it real convenient for you
yep.
That's
when
great.
when you're bowling. But no, it's great when it's fully up and running. I think it's got to be a go-to place.
Nicole, you're going to the Bean Pot tomorrow.
Yeah.
We did a thing about
Wow.
we got a notification that all of the Bean Pot games are going to be nationally televised this year for the first time, which I think is absolutely enormous for the sport, for college hockey,
Yeah.
and for visibility and getting those
Yeah.
programs even more great. So where are you going for the game, and how much do the tickets cost?
I don't. I want to say we have 4 tickets. I want to say it was like $260 or something for the
Oh, that's
4
not
tickets.
cheap.
It's not. We got them in December, but there's like 30 of us going in, so we're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
take the train in, maybe go get a big lunch, everyone together, and then go watch definitely the first game and hang in for as much as the second game.
Is it at the Garden? Or
It's at the Garden.
oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Can I give you a recommendation for where to go to eat?
Yes.
If you take, especially if you're taking the train, Tasty Burger.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you been there?
It's right across from the Garden. Right across from
It's like-
Central Square, whatever it's called.
No, it's actually like you take you get off the train, you go out the right hand door.
Yeah.
If you're facing the
Over the train tracks. No, I'm just kidding. Are we in Beverly again?
Wild Horse.
Sorry.
Take a right at
You
Wild
see me
Horse.
both times. I'm
no,
like,
but
yeah.
it's right out the door. It's
Yeah.
like, but it's it's not that expensive, and they have great burger specials and beer specials.
We go to the one near Fenway, the Tasty Burger near Fenway.
Oh, I didn't know there was one there.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know what it's all about.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Explain the bean pot.
So it's Harvard, BC, BU, and Northeastern,
Yeah.
right? And they do it every year, and they play each other. I would say round robin, but that's probably not the right expression. But and then every year there's a bean pot champion.
And it's like, what's the trophy look like? I mean,
A
what
bucket
do you
of
roll?
beans. A
Bucket of
Yeah.
beans.
Or,
No, is it?
a crock of beans.
Why didn't they
Yeah.
put that on the
Yeah.
hats?
Yeah.
Boston
Oh.
beans. Now that I'm sitting here.
Well, how would that look?
Well,
Well,
A pile of brown lumps.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Come
Pat,
on.
I think you're right.
Come
Pat.
on, Jim.
I think you're right.
Jeez, get your mind off of poop. I haven't said that word today
hasn't come
I
up
know.
yet,
yet.
and you have to bring up poop.
I guess I
You have to give me the urge to bring up
because
that
great
word
minds,
poop.
you know.
22:58. We almost made it to 23 minutes without the word poop. We're so close.
That
I
is
didn't
funny.
do it.
No, you didn't. Actually, Pat kind of did.
Yeah.
Really.
Tell me about your topic, Pat.
The which one was it? Can you remind me, please?
For 200, Alex.
I had hands free on there. I remember that. And Groundhog's Day, wasn't that it?
Oh, that's right.
Jeez, you guys prep pretty good, huh?
Like, oh my God.
I'm very.
This is
I'm-
an off
panicked.
psycho podcast, and
Well,
we're off Leclerc.
First of
It
all,
was very last minute.
why don't you? We'll talk about two things. I know
I
you
have
want to
some
give
topics.
a shout out to Bex for
Yes.
closet work. You had told me
Oh,
that.
nice. That
And
was
Oh,
your
you
Bex.
need
comment?
to talk
I saw
about
that.
your music that we put in because that's
Oh, we'll
something
talk
we
about that.
didn't say that. So I'm sticking up for you, dear.
Thank you, honey.
So you're gonna speak to
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Is it-
Bex.
is
Bex.
it
That's
So
Yeah.
so Bex,
Right
there.
over the
you
top.
hired Bex, Cape Ann handywoman.
Cape Ann Handywoman .com. She can be found there. Bex is local. She lives here in East Gloucester. I had her come over to my house to put up some blinds, and also to install a shelving system that we bought at the Container Store. And she did an outstanding job. Very dependable. Her fees are very, very reasonable.
Yeah, she does a
You
great
saved a
job.
lot of money for what they would have charged you from the container store, right?
So the pantry, the shelving system we bought for the pantry, the Container Store wanted to charge us $1,000 for professional installation, and that was 30% off. And
Wow.
yes, and Bex came in, was there 3 hours, didn't swear once. It was a little joke between her and I, and she charged me $120. So
That's awesome.
I would say that's
That's-
quite a savings. But if you have any odd jobs around the house that you need done that's been on the honey-do list,
Yeah, I would recommend
for a
her as
while.
well. She's done a great job for us on an occasion or two.
And
Yeah.
she does put her work out there too after
Right.
doing
right.
some of it. And, this is what I learned before, and this is what we did. And, nice job, Beck.
She did a nice job for me too,
She-
hanging a television.
She, I think her new logo, she was saying she wants her new slogan to be "I save marriages."
That's smart. I like that. Very nice.
But yeah, so post her website.
I'll put a link
in
to
the,
her.
Yeah,
So
I think she just
capeandhandywoman.com?
updated, capeandhandywoman.com.
And Bex is Rebecca Borden.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Right, so,
Rebecca. She goes
we
by
call her Bex,
Bex. Yeah,
but for
Rebecca
people who might be
Borden.
looking for her.
Good. Yeah.
Probably
Good
have seen
point.
her car around town. She has a handy woman sticker on her car, magnet on her car.
So Nicole wants a snowstorm, and to her I say, go F yourself.
I just want one.
I think it's women that want these snowstorms, and the men, because the men are the ones that shovel.
Go shovel. Well, no, Charlene shovels for me.
Really?
That's what I think it is.
Okay.
No, that's because I can't
I'm looking at
snowstorm
you,
for me is a
too.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Mia shovels for
Yeah.
me.
Does me?
For work
I
or for
can't
at
see
home?
Mia picking up a shovel.
She doesn't want to break her nails.
I want one good. I like the school's canceled, and then you like hunker down for a little while. The kids do the shovel. Freddie will do a lot of the shoveling. You can correct me if I don't say that. But then I like if it's safe and you're allowed to be on the roads. So Safathia doesn't give us a hard time. But then you drive around. I like all those pictures, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
all go out. It's always like super pretty. I like the storm coverage. I like having coffee in bed and watching all the news people doing their thing. I just want one good snowstorm.
You're like
Right.
everybody else.
My wife is
but you-
my wife is right there with you.
Yeah.
She says it all the time, and I just look at her and say,
Why you need snow to do everything that you just
Because I
described?
like watching the storm coverage. And what are you talking about?
Just,
Should we just make it up?
Just turn on the Weather Channel. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a storm
watch it
somewhere
Somewhere.
in the world, and you can
Yeah,
sit, have coffee in bed.
Like driving around the back shore, going down Bearskin Neck, seeing how pretty it is.
I call it the Doom and Gloom channel.
You do?
Yeah, it's the
Weather,
Weather,
Channel.
I just want one. I definitely want like early spring. I would like it to be warm here
Confucius say
in
when Jim
April.
So do you-
Story checks in.
"Do you
check
pay your
out.
kids to shovel?
No.
Do you pay your kids to shovel?
The kids have never shoveled.
You do the shoveling?
I shoveled a
You
walkway.
got two boys.
Huh?
Your two boys never shoveled?
My two boys are no longer. Yeah, maybe. But I had a snowblower.
Yes.
I had a snowblower.
Oh my God! When I was young, my dad was like, "Get out there and
Really?
shovel the fuck."
No, they've helped, but there were times where I was on a business trip and it snowed at home, and I got home
And nothing was sold.
nothing was touched.
That's unbelievable.
So,
How old are your boys?
Connor,
10 and
I don't
12.
Connor,
And so your 12-year-old isn't
Send
old
a
enough to
message.
work yet.
if I'm
Yeah,
not-
no, we just talked about Or I guess I emailed you that.
Huh?
He's not old enough to work yet,
He
right?
might be.
He'll
Right.
be 13 in May.
Right.
I don't know when he is. I talked to.
Yeah.
I sent out a couple texts this week saying like, is there anything for him at this age? I know it's going to be under the table, right? But it's time that he
Hey, hey.
does something.
I don't
this
know
summer.
anything about
table.
that. I don't know anything about that. So I
We
think,
got a reputable show here.
Jesus Christ,
Jeez.
you're gonna go.
So Joey
you-
said.
your kids.
I'm just
Your
kidding.
kids are gonna be like the cops are
All
gonna be banging on your
All
door.
right, what I meant was
Uh,
like mowing lawns, like not under the table, but like there's ways for them to earn money at that age.
Isn't
That
buying
isn't
vineyard
involved.
vines on the black market enough?
I
Jesus.
know.
So my daughter is 14, Eloise,
Yeah.
and she had to fill out a bunch of paperwork to get her worker's permit. And
Oh
she,
God.
What? Do you know what
That's
the-
not from the dentist.
No.
that was for and she works at the village.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But so
it's
she's
14.
14.
So he might have
so
a
he
little
won't be
ways
14
to go.
till next summer. So that's
But-
when he can get a.
But you know, like we just talked about shoveling.
Mm.
Like when I was hit those guys' ages, and I never see any kids out in the neighborhood offered to shovel for money.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, every storm, I really was looking forward to a storm for that reason, so I could go out and hustle some money, so I could have money to buy video games.
Yeah.
You know, Atari and television.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
lawn
you-
mowing in the summer and there's shoveling
you
in the
could
winter.
get enough to
Yeah.
buy
I
one.
wanted to work and be able to buy books so I could read.
J.D. Salinger, Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye.
Lord of the Flies.
Archie and Veronica.
Who are those?
Archie and Veronica.
Archie.
I have no. Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
Jughead.
Jughead. Joe, I got another topic.
Yeah.
One that I'm curious in getting everybody's opinion. When you look at the clock right now, is it 11:45 or 11:45?
Right now, I would say 11:47, but 2 minutes ago, I would
Well-
have said quarter. No, I would have said quarter to 12.
Quarter to 12?
Colombian.
Is it 11:45 or quarter to 12?
For me, it's if I'm looking at an analog clock,
Yeah.
I'd probably say quarter to 12. But looking at my phone, I'd say 11:45 because everything is numbers now on the
Oh,
phone,
that's
unlike your
interesting.
phone,
'Cause that's what
So if
it
you
says,
see the
right?
number 11:45, you would say 11:45.
or 11:47. Yeah,
That's
whichever it has
fascinating.
to.
No, I think I'm trying to think. I think I might still say quarter to the 12.
Even if the phone said 11:45.
Even though
Yeah.
I'm
Huh.
not sure a lot of younger generation kids know what that means.
Yeah.
Quarter
Is it-
hours.
I think Mia has asked
Mia.
me sometime.
What does that mean?
What,
Yeah.
What is it saying here? What time is it?
I would just say 11:45.
Yeah.
You don't know what quarter to
Unless
12
it's
is?
quarter. I would, like,
Yeah.
Quarter of?
Quarter of, quarter after.
You don't have
Quarter
the
to.
half past the
Um,
hour? No.
It bothers me. I can see.
Mia, you bothered by this?
If you Snapchat it, then what would
Let's
you
see
say
what
if it
happens.
was
We
on
should do a quick
Snapchat?
little Snapchat poll.
These
Yeah.
millennials.
Yeah, put that on Snapchat and see what everybody says.
When you
It's like, that's not cool enough, Dad.
Right?
These
She's gonna be like,
millennials go, Siri, what time is it?
It's 11:47 a.m.
Oh, okay.
There.
It's 11:47.
So there you go.
Boy.
They have to have someone.
So Nicole is here for you
Where?
to counsel her. So so this is what she's paying for. She has Comcast. She pays for Apple TV. She has Hulu and Amazon Prime. What should she
Wow.
do? Give her some. Give
Hulu
her,
was free. It came with, I had a question about my hotspot and my iPhone because it wasn't working. And they said, oh, if you do this plan, you're also going to get a Hulu. So I literally have never logged in. I've never touched it. And as of now, it's free. But like Joey said, in about 6 months, I'll probably see a bill for it. So I
Well,
got to
did you
figure
have to
that
give
out.
them your credit card?
And then, no, but it was through my Sprint.
Oh,
So they'll probably end up on my bill
Yeah.
at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't consider myself to be a professional with regards to
Tech savvy.
all this cutting the cord stuff, but I know the website that you found, cutthecord.com, is a great place to go.
Is that what it is
There's
for-
It breaks
There's a
down.
lot of
It
great
breaks down
information.
each different service, what it offers,
Right.
and the prices.
So, like even for $3.99 when we got our first Alexa a couple of years ago, the kids were like, "Oh, Alexa, play," whatever, and it wouldn't work because I hadn't bought the Amazon Music, right? So I
Right,
went on,
right.
whatever Christmas morning, whatever, and I bought the Amazon. And again, it's $4 a month, but now we
Keeps
we
adding
have
up.
Prime, like.
Yeah.
So doesn't Prime also do the Alexa? Like, could I cancel the $4 a month? It's just like silly.
Yeah.
I mean, and who has time to sit down and. So I should go to that website and figure it out.
Yeah,
They're
just
paying,
because
like-
it'll tell you, you can circle like which things that you really want to have,
Right.
and then you can see if it's in that plan. Like his is $40 a month, plus his cable bill,
No, plus
Your
my
internet.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So YouTube
plus your Wi-Fi.
TV,
Yeah,
YouTube
oh,
TV is
internet
50
access.
bucks.
I mean, yeah,
Internet access is 60.
and then you bought your router, so you don't have to pay for a wireless
Right.
router.
But I did buy Showtime. That was a recent purchase because we like a number of the shows on Showtime. So that's an additional $10 a month. So,
But once you get through those shows, you could cancel them.
Oh yeah, well that's the nice thing with any of these subscriptions is there's no contract commitment. So if your series or show is up and they're not going to, they're not coming out for another 6 months with the next season, you can cancel and then just turn it back on 6 months from now.
We are paying something like $240
Oh, okay.
I was playing.
All right.
to Comcast, and that includes our internet
Okay.
and all of our.
So this is so once you, first of all, when you initially get your, I'm gonna have to take this. When you initially get your contract, you have to like check what's out there with other companies.
Yeah.
And then they will match.
Yeah.
So they'll match, and then but every 2 years you have a contract, and then it bumps up to a different rate. When it bumps up to that other rate, you have to call again and say, "I'm leaving unless you go back to that one," because we pay $185 and we have a lot.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll be ready. I'll be ready. No.
Nicole, I think now that we got all this thing, we don't have the stuff in front of us with all the topics.
I know, right?
Why don't you recap your California trip? I know I was joking about Brady's house.
No, I didn't go to Brady's house.
It was great. You did see some other famous people.
We saw lots of famous people's houses, and I was saying before we started filming, I didn't really care who the houses belonged to, but it was really nice to like just sit back and have that silly tour and see how nice the houses are and drive through that area. But we had a ton of fun. We flew into Long Beach Airport instead of LAX, which is like tiny and so easy to navigate. We got there like 9 o'clock at night, and I was worried about driving on the 405 the whole time, so I was like kind of a bundle of nerves. But we rented a really great Jeep. It was super easy. We were out of there, drove up to Santa Monica, and we spent, I guess, 4 days in the Santa Monica area, doing some of the like super touristy tours, but then just hanging out on Venice Beach, and went down to we went down to Newport Beach the very first day we were there, which is like 45 minutes down south again. But we went out with oh gosh, I wish I knew the name off the top of my head, but whale watching coastal adventures in Newport on a Zodiac, which is awesome. So they had like 12 people on the Zodiac. It was a good like 30-foot Zodiac, and we went hugged the coast, which is just amazing. Like I've never been on the ocean out there. We went around Laguna
awesome.
Beach, and just those like the cliffs that drop right down, sea lions everywhere. But just looking at the houses went up from the water was just amazing. And then we saw tons of dolphin. Both of the kids actually like could touch the dolphins that were jumping in the wake, and took everything to keep them on the boat. They wanted to be in the water. And then we went out. We only saw one gray whale that day, which is kind of a bummer, but because they have a blog report, and every day you can see what they saw. And like 2 days later, they saw like 9 gray whales that were breaching and jumping out of the water.
Oh, wow.
But they do everything with a drone now. So even though while we were on the boat, they're really good about the laws and the restrictions about not getting close to the whales, as they are here, unless the whale comes close to you. And the particular gray whale we saw just didn't want to come, near our boat that day, which was fine. But they were flying the drone at the same time, so we could like kind of see it emerging a little bit. But then you could look at the crew's little iPad that they had and see how massive it was. And it was just so cool to even be like sharing space with it. I get all like cheesy about things like this, but the dolphin alone, even just seeing the scenery was amazing. But it's so beautiful out there. I've been to San Diego, but I've never been in the LA area. And while like being in LA itself was a little bit touristy and congested, the whole coastline, that Laguna Beach and Hermosa Beach. We went to see Jay Leno and Hermosa Beach.
How far is is it? I always hear that traffic in LA is a nightmare. Is it
So I was saying the whole
okay to get
flight
around?
out, I was dreading driving on the 405, and it is crazy. And I have like horrible. We talked about this last time. My night vision. I thank God just got glasses, so I can see at night now. So I'm not so much of a train wreck. But it's like 8 lanes, so it's a little sketchy. But it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
So
But
some
the traffic is nightmare.
Some people say LA's a dump, but I think maybe they're talking about downtown LA.
Yeah, so we drove everywhere because I'm not proud of this, but the kids were intent on seeing some of those favorite YouTubers. So we drove, like my GPS was just set the whole time. But we went from Santa Monica, Venice Beach, Hermosa Beach, Newport Beach, maybe Huntington Beach. We were up and down the coast and all those cities because we just had different things booked between between Jay Leno.
How
and,
far
and
is
the-
it between each of these cities?
So it was like 45 minutes from where we were is the most south we drove, and that was to
So
Newport
in
Beach.
45 minutes, there was like 6 or 7 different beaches.
Little coastal towns, yeah, like
Oh
they're all like
wow!
you're in
So
one.
you
and
can
then
see
you're
a
out of
lot
one.
in one day.
Yep. So that was on the coast, and then if you're in LA, I mean, I felt like when we were on Rodeo Drive, we were a good 40 minutes from like Hollywood. You know what I mean? And then we were in Beverly Hills, and then we were going back, like we kind of backtracking a lot.
Yeah.
By the end of the 4 days, I actually like recognized things, was able to
Oh,
like
that's cool.
take a right and not feel like I didn't know where I was going. But
I didn't. I see. I have no feel for the landscape of Southern California at
and
all.
you're also like you're never in the city, like LA proper, like downtown Boston, like the financial district
Yeah.
or whatever. Like we were never in any of that. You could see like the tall buildings off to like wherever.
When you said Jay Leno, what did you see? The cars?
He was at the Comedy and Magic Club with 2 other comedians.
That's cool.
What
And
does
honestly,
he
I
do?
thought
He
I
doesn't
would like
need any
him,
money.
but
What it like? He must just
you know, my
has
mom
to be
said
around.
that. My mom and
Yeah.
I went out with the boys to see my brother, and she said like, "How great is it that he still does that?" And I didn't think I was gonna like him that much, but he was actually super funny, and yeah, he just does it because he
I
wants
think
to do it. Right?
performers need to perform.
Yeah, he just
I
right?
think that's
And the guy who went on stage before him, I wish I could remember his name, but he's like just been one of his best friends forever, and was on the Tonight Show like with him, like his little. He was one of the writers for him, and he went on first, and just like normal stories about hanging out with his wife, and it was super funny.
Did anybody see the list I put out of from
The towns.
for the towns?
Yep.
The guy I basically boiled down this other person's list of top 50. Well, the best small town from each state.
state, yeah.
And there was some that going through the list, and I guess it's so subjective because, like, immediately, some of these like hokey looking towns, like, I just crossed them right off the list, and like ones that like weren't near the water. Like I definitely after I curated
All
my
those middle states.
after right, you know,
There's a lot of
Nebraska, Oklahoma, like the best that they had to offer looked like not at all interesting at all to me. But and you could see my list was definitely skewed towards ocean cities. But there were some interesting ones in there, and I forget which. A lot had to do with definitely coastal communities or water things, but some of the towns, like I know, like for them to, they said Maffa, Texas, or something. It was something like this Dust Bowl kind of city, and I'm saying to myself, I've been to Texas. In Texas, like I've been to Dallas and the suburbs of Dallas, and had an absolute blast. And from what they showed me, from what this article showed me as the best place to little town, and what I saw, like, I don't know what this list, you know.
I have to stand
A bit
up
of
for
a biscuit.
Cooperstown though, because
Okay, yeah, because I panned Cooperstown because it looked a little hokey to me.
in some ways maybe, but it is on a big lake. The lake life is big there, but it's a very family friendly, funky, lots of good food, and history, which is appealing for some people and not as appealing for others. But
No, not me.
it's a nice little town.
I can't really go by your recommendations
I
on
know you
having
cannot.
good food
No, I know we don't have the same.
because you can't.
Taste buds.
You
We don't have the
obviously
same.
would say you can't cook a potato. So
Well, that is true.
the
That
Irish
is-
woman
that
you
is
can't
true.
trust a woman for food recommendations when she's full blown Irish and cannot cook a potato to save
Is
her
that
life.
true?
Yes.
Is that true? It is.
This.
Yes.
It takes all of my wherewithal to get mashed potatoes done for Thanksgiving. Every bit of my wherewithal. For a whole year, yeah.
She can't follow
I
a
can't help
recipe.
it. I don't
apparently.
know how to explain it.
And I believe it has to do with that age-old move by women that if you don't want to do the laundry, you get all the guys' whites and you put the one red sock in there and you put it on hot. You ruin everything and then you say, hey, look, I can't do it. My
You're
wife
just so
doesn't
much
do that.
better
My
than
wife
me.
is fantastic. But
Your underwear is always white, Joe.
crisp.
Here we go.
Crisp.
43 minutes and 40
So
seconds.
I got to file a complaint
Yes.
with all retailers out there.
All right, let's hear it.
Again, with the new move, Charlene and I have done some shopping for pieces of, I don't know, would you call them art?
Wall art.
Wall
like just
art.
Stuff.
Decorative art.
Yeah, the cheap decorative wall art. So we went to a retailer here in Gloucester and bought some wall art. Brought it home. put it up on the wall, and noticed that the price tag was on the front of the wall art on the glass.
So you need the
And
gooby
it
gun.
took me a good half hour trying to take the thing off. I mean, I didn't have the proper
Did you have gooby
equipment.
gun?
I had Gooby Gone, which
Yeah.
I used when I could finally get the entire price tag off, because it was one of those price tags where if you got
Oh,
the
yeah.
corner up,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was in
Three
like
pieces,
72
yeah.
pieces.
I can't even.
Like it was
yeah.
in layers.
They don't want you to steal it. But
I don't
wall
know what you're talking
art,
about,
how you
the
gonna
thing.
walk out with a big piece of wall art?
Right?
I
Does it
don't
even need the price
understand.
tag?
I don't. In this day and age, why do they still have those damn things? Or if you're gonna have them, just put them on the back.
So we talked about this a little bit at Christmas time because, and I'm me is old enough, right? Can we talk about Santa?
What?
No,
Yeah.
for real, right? So
I lost some weight.
with Finn, I still have to take price tags off, and
Yeah.
like all this stupid stocking stuffer things
Yeah.
that because I don't know what store you're talking about, but there's a store where you go like get like all the little like
Stucky stuff.
impulse items for stocking
Yeah.
stuffers. And dear Lord, like you got to take the
Yeah.
price tags off, otherwise,
Yeah.
you know, they
They'll
don't have
find out.
price stickers at the North Pole. And it took hours. And I can't ever shop there again now because it
You know-
wasn't like
Yeah.
to peel off those little orange,
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
like 6-piece stickers.
For
Nightmare.
stickers on glass, my go-to method of removing it
Razor blade?
is actually to just lay a wet paper towel on it for an amount of time,
Really?
and then it soaks up enough of the moisture that it will very often come right off.
Wow, that's a great piece of advice.
Just put a little wet paper towel on there, let it
Nice
sit a bit.
for wow.
Even
So you
these
can
like
hang it first.
8-piece price tags.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
Wet paper towel.
just a wet paper
Yeah.
towel.
Great.
Let it sit there a bit, and
There you
then
go.
But that was like a year ago when they changed the rules for the cold cut bags that you get at Stop and Shop and Shaw's, where you know they throw the cold cuts in the bag.
bag. Yeah.
They fold over the top and then put the label.
Oh, I have
on
to
top.
wrestle with those.
And then whenever I tried to, you know, peel back
Yeah.
the top piece from the sticker, it would rip the bag.
Done.
And
Yep.
and then let's air in the bag.
Yeah.
So I think there was like a local political
Movement.
figure
Oh.
who did a shutout and sort of challenged all of the
Oh,
supermarkets, and some of them did. Now I haven't had a problem. The stickers, they still fold them over, but the stickers aren't as sticky and they're easier to peel off
well, good.
without ripping the bag. So I do a shout
These
out
are
to all the
first world
retailers.
problems.
First
Wow.
world
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
I know. I would have went to the other type and purposely bought that just to stay away from that sticker.
Yeah.
You know, the zip thing
Yeah.
or the package where you seal it.
Yeah.
You're right. Probably paid a little bit more, but we save it on potatoes. Because, so I
You
went.
take that out of the potato budget.
Yeah.
Right out of the potato budget. I love it. Oh my goodness. So Super Bowl is tomorrow.
It is.
Super Bowl menu. What are you cooking?
I'm cooking Chinese food.
Are you gonna buy
Nice.
Chinese food?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm not gonna cook.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a Weber grill. You
I-
have all
Wait,
day. The
but
Super Bowl
boys
doesn't
gonna
start
be
till
there?
8.
The boys will. Well, Brendan might be. Connor.
All right, so
I don't
we
know.
may have to do some turkey burgers.
Connor won't be there to cook the turkey burgers.
Well, I'll cook them if you want.
Wait a
I'll
second.
cook the
Super
burgers.
Bowl. You gonna wimp out?
Yeah.
No ribs, nothing. Are you too hungover to cook, or?
I'm not feeling 100%.
Oh, okay. I got you. You don't want to touch the food and infect everybody.
Right, like I did last night.
Yeah.
Whoever was over my house last night was fully infected.
Yeah, I'm
Your
pretty
your
sure.
wife's bruschetta was fantastic.
Right.
Big
Well, the
time.
funny thing about my wife's bruschetta is you might have seen that it was
A little burnt on the edges.
On the edges. So it was the first night that she actually used our oven, and we discovered that our oven is a real good oven. And
Your timing was
I don't know
off,
what's
yeah.
different about
Mhm.
this oven than the last oven.
No, but it is. We just got a new oven, and it takes a little getting used to the little idiosyncrasies
Yeah.
about your oven. That
Maybe paying attention to
So
it
she
when
was
it's
gonna-
underneath the broiler.
She was going to throw them away.
They were great.
And I'm like, what are
No.
you doing? I had.
Oh, they were
I
great.
probably
You discouraged
half of
her
them.
too, which I think was a bad move.
I discouraged her what?
you were shitting on her about burning the bruschetta. And I said,
No, I
this
didn't.
is not how you. She barely cooks as it is. She wears it on, as a badge of honor that she barely cooks as it is. And then for you to shit on her, it just gives her an excuse to not cook it even
That's
more.
not
What do you
true.
think, Mia? Is that true? Is this a fair
That's not
representation?
true. When she burnt them, I said, put them out. I'll take the blame. You can tell
They were
everybody
great.
I burnt
They
them.
were great.
I said, I promise I won't tell anybody that you burnt them.
Paula Ryan O'Brien is making steak on the Weber and for the Super Bowl, and
Maybe
she's
I'll
going
get
to make
steak tips
potatoes.
instead. I don't know. Well, you're making chili, right?
Making chili. I just don't understand how you like Kansas City ribs. Kansas City's playing, right? Who else is playing? San Francisco. When you got to do
Rice.
something.
San Francisco rice.
Yeah,
Go
San
check
Francisco.
commercial.
Rice
Rice
pilaf.
pilaf.
Rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni.
Rice-a-roni. San Francisco treat.
Rice-a-roni. The
That's
San
San
Francisco
Francisco
treat.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
I don't know. Did Craig say what he's going to cook?
No, I don't think Craig's coming.
What?
I don't know. Craig doesn't like the size of my TV. He doesn't like
It's
the
embarrassing.
seating.
It's embarrassing that you bought a house as nice as you did and you spent $300 on a television.
55-inch TV.
What is
That's
that? Like, I'm trying to.
The
trying to
wall
look at what
is
55
the wall looks like the Great Wall of China, and
Yeah.
it has this postage stamp TV.
You gotta get a smaller wall. That's your problem.
And
You gotta put some more decorative art
no
around
sound
the TV.
bar.
No sound bar.
Hey, someone's stealing something.
No, there's a guy moving some gear around out there. No, I'm excited to go to your house. Your house is perfectly built for entertaining, and I'm excited to go there. But you know, we got to up our grilling game over there. Because
Wait, so people are going to your house for Super Bowl and you're not cooking? I thought you were just giving him a hard time.
no, that's what I'm
about
saying. We're
not-
going to his house.
Oh, so
I mean,
you're
everybody's
actually-
going to
so
bring
you're
stuff.
hosting and not cooking. I thought you were just not doing anything.
He's
for
not
Super
feeling
Bowl.
well. He's not feeling well.
Yeah, we're just gonna stay at home and not do anything.
Yeah.
But I'm not hosting and not doing anything.
Well, I'm going to have food. It's just I'm
Yeah.
not going to cook.
Have you
for
cooked
one
ribs
person.
before?
I have.
How did they come out?
Very good. Yeah.
So you don't want to do ribs?
I might.
I can help.
I know you can.
All right.
Wait, but you're working tomorrow, right?
If there's boats fishing, I'm working. I don't know. They did downgrade the wind forecast, so I thought I was going to have
I
it.
figured Craig might be the rib meister.
Craig has been doing an absolute. He's been on a short rib kick.
Oh my
like
God, they're
beef,
short.
the beef short
the beef
ribs.
ones.
And they've had them at Market Basket consistently.
Have they?
Like this long, that fat. They shrink up like they look like baseballs of pure condensed beefy
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. Just ask Scotty Mac.
I can't. I can only eat a couple of pieces of beef ribs because they're so rich.
Yeah. With Scotty Mac over my house last week. You know, everyone. I mean, I think 4 of us split one, and then you see Scotty Mac with one by
Brontosaurus.
himself. He's like, freaking was Fred Flintstone.
He can put
Yeah,
it. Scotty can put it away.
Man,
God
don't
bless
put
him.
your face up against that chair.
Warren Waugh chimed in.
Oh,
here?
morning, Warren.
No, not right here, right
Oh.
now. Maybe he did, but I haven't seen. But he commented on a post that we were talking on, saying that he wants to do a barbecue competition at Stage Fort Park with me and Craig.
Nice.
Ooh.
That won't be too much
You
fun.
versus Craig?
No. Like he wants us to organize
I've been saying
a
that.
big event, like a big competition.
I would love that.
It-
I will help
That could
out.
be
I will help out with
fundraising,
that.
yeah.
I'm nervous about it because it's like you don't just throw these things together.
No,
a
that's
lot
true.
of work
That-
goes
Well,
into
I
it.
know. But, you know, you do it and you learn from it. I
Oh.
mean,
It would be a lot of fun.
That'd
It'd
be
be a lot
that
of
would,
fun.
that would be awesome.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna start thinking about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would have fun with that.
We could have the national. We could have the Super Bowl of you know, barbecue ribs. At
I'm
Stage
kind
Fort
of.
Park.
I haven't heard who won the chili cook-off at
Oh, Rumley.
at the Rum Line last week. I would have really loved to have entered because I don't think anyone can touch my chili. So the chili I made
Not
this
the
time,
spicy chili.
I didn't make
You
it
would've
spicy
lost.
this time. I did it without the adobo chilies.
It's still on there, by the way.
No, I know it's got to cook for 4 hours. It'll be done at 1:30.
What they're
Yeah, so it's reducing right now. It's just
coming
melding.
together.
All the flavors
The
are
love.
melding.
nice.
Like
Yeah.
our listeners.
Yes.
This is the first time Nicole has come here without a flask of some
Don't
kind or
even.
something.
So not true. Why?
How'd you get the day off from hockey? What's
We
that
had
all
a
about?
late hockey game last night, and we had a late hockey game tonight that was canceled,
Oh wow.
and no hockey tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Wow, it's like a vacation.
We-
I know.
Yes.
I don't know what to do.
Brenda Grimes is in on the barbecue. You don't know what to do with yourself.
I'm here.
You're here.
Yes,
Doing
we're
this?
very glad.
Open
I
up
don't get invited
open
to
up
the-
her cup and see if
See what's
there's
in
booze
there?
in
I
it.
don't get
can't touch
invited
it. Take a
to
whiff.
the ones at the rum line or the boat board.
Open this, everything will come out.
So I'm just gonna read one. I just want to read this one thing. Where I gotta find it. Oh, okay. We did. We're gonna finish with this.
Thank
Nicole had. We spoke about this earlier. Nicole had the post of the week. It may go nowhere is the title of the post, and it had to do with the amount of energy, financial resources, time that goes into her bringing her two sons to all the different hockey leagues that they're involved
Very
with.
well written.
It's unbelievably
Thank you.
written. It's phenomenal piece. It's getting a ton of traction on the blog, but I think you hit on a lot. I think you spoke for a ton of people that put these resources into their kids, and I think that outsiders look at these hockey moms, and it could be other sports, soccer moms or whatever.
Yeah, that's important. It's not just hockey.
It's not
I
just
didn't mean to.
no, I know you didn't, but
refer-
but they look at them saying, "Oh, these people, they're putting all their stock into their kids getting a scholarship," but it's so much more than that. And why don't you follow? Why don't you speak to it, not me, about
yeah. So
what it
was
really was about?
Well, it was just funny timing that somebody had asked me because I mean, we all complain, right, about how much time it takes. But somebody just asked me like, "Oh, I bet you wish your kids never started playing hockey in the first place." And we joke because now Connor's starting to play hockey and whatnot, and I didn't pick for my kids to choose hockey. I thought, having been with the Red Sox for a little while, they'd be huge baseball players, and one doesn't care for baseball at all, and one likes it, but it's like 6 weeks long. It's not like a commitment. So they just started liking hockey on their own, even though Freddie always played, and Freddie's got some hockey in his family for sure. But they very much chose to play it themselves. And someone had just said, "I bet you wish they didn't choose hockey." And I was like, "No, not at all." But we had just come from an amazing weekend where they, played really great and had a real big comeback. They were out of a tournament, and then at midnight we found out they were back in the tournament, and then they won it, which was they were the super underdog. So that had just happened, and we just a lot going on. So I don't get to write a lot anymore because we're all so busy. But when something clicks up here, then I can't not write about it.
Yeah.
But no, it's every other reason other than that. We're busy and we complain and we miss out on a lot. If it doesn't involve our hockey friends and hockey rinks, I have to say no a lot, which is always kind of a bummer. But all of us have gotten so much out of it. And that's why. And they've also, and it's funny, the kind of the backstory to that is this team in particular has, they're 12, 13-year-old boys, and they sometimes when we travel, they get themselves into a little bit of trouble and whatnot. And we had a little bit of that this weekend. There was a little bit of finger pointing, and you guys have to behave better, and that's part of the learning curve too.
Yeah.
But then I also watched, and I know not everyone wants to hear hours about this, but one of the kids got a concussion during our last game when they won the championship, and he went off the ice, and then they won, which again is, who cares if they win, but when they're the super underdog, it's really exciting. So he came out of the locker room in his normal clothes and was in the picture when they were taking, they handed out the medals, the trophies, and I watched, and the biggest kid on our team is an 8th grader, and just a really great player, and in every picture, he, instead of looking at the camera, was checking on Mikey. He was checking Mikey's head, and he was like, "Oh, look at the camera," and he, and just watching how rather than celebrating, he was so worried about how hurt Mikey was, and that also kind of triggered something back here. They just learned so much, and they're so, they're so invested, and And
Are you
they
gonna
do.
cry again? You cried last
No,
time.
shut up. Well, yeah, that was.
You cried last
I
time.
do. I do. No, I'm not gonna cry this time.
That's why Joe
I did cry last time.
That's it. That's it. We just try to
That
elicit
helps
like
with
It's all the
That
movies and
helps
the
with
coffee. You know, I know. Right?
He's going after.
So I'm gonna do my Barbara Walters moment right
He's
now.
going after that award.
Yeah,
And
right.
He's checking off so many items he needs
Yeah.
to win.
You bring the
Needs
poop.
danger.
I bring the
poop.
tears.
Yes.
It's a very well-rounded group, right?
No, but really,
Anyway,
this post that you did, you have to read it. It's if you've read anything in the last month on Good Morning Gloucester, I'd say that would be the proudest, daddy moment, or whatever you call it, editor moment.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
would Nicole's post there. That I had nothing to do with other than having the platform.
Hey, I don't want to keep
phenomenal.
dragging up old news, but I haven't seen you since the last one you wrote about the Rockport incident and stuff. You really hit that one too, as an educator, parent, everything else. That was right on,
Yeah.
and you did a great job with that too.
thank you.
That was a wonderful thing. I'm sure. It was
Is there
a
any
real
follow up to
scary
that? Anything happened with it?
She is back in school. I think that she's coming like part days right now. And I don't want to speak to too much that I don't know, but I'm just in asking Thatcher. I think she comes back part day. I think the whole day is still maybe a little bit too much for her. For them, school is back to normal.
Yeah.
There's a nice security presence, and they've always had their security officer on campus anyway. And I think it's funny. A couple of times Thatcher has been like, school is completely normal again, but that's part of the method to the madness, right? Is making the kids, feel like nothing ever happened, and
Right.
I don't think he's privy to a lot that goes on behind the scenes as far as their, what they've put in place.
Yeah.
So, and I don't feel the need to tell him that, but having consistency and routine is part of the recovery process, right? So.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, we wish her well.
Yeah, thanks for that update. All right, it's Gloucestercast 381. It's Saturday, and we're not going to be doing a podcast tomorrow.
Nothing tomorrow. Okay,
Nothing
we're gonna
tomorrow.
go off and see Frozen Junior this afternoon.
Yay! And,
Oh, I'm looking
O'Malley?
forward.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
nice.
forward to the
Yeah.
to
The
the
photos
reports.
looked amazing.
Yeah. So,
They left, right, center tonight.
left,
Left,
right,
Right,
center
Center
today. The
tonight,
bridge
yeah.
event at the Elks.
Yeah, and Mia's big dance tonight. She's gonna boogie.
Woo!
Yeah.
Photos.
Have fun, Mia.
Oh, you going with Jakey Boy to a dance? Jake from State Farm?
What's Sammy?
Sammy
Is that Woodman's?
at Woodman's
Oh, wow.
in the back.
Are they going to charge the kids 25 cents for butter and 25 cents for
Potato sauce.
tartar sauce? I can't
Actually, I
believe
guess
they
it's
did that.
heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, no.
Nice.
No, man.
Well, congratulations on that. How long do you get your license?
What's going on, man? April. So like 3 months.
Whoa!
Frozen.
And then 6
No,
months after that, you
just
can
working
you
on
can
that.
drive
Yeah.
without the kid without adult supervision. My daughters would be very happy about that. You have to drive safe with them in the car, please.
Mia has to do her first breathalyzer
Yeah.
tonight. They're
What, they making the kids do breathalyzers?
Why are we just talking about this now? This should have been a half an hour ago.
Yeah.
What the
yeah.
heck
For
is
real?
that all
Wow.
about?
I don't
That's
know.
impressive.
Yeah.
So can they vape and will that be detected?
Oh god.
Because that's what our kids do. Every kid, that's all they do now is they vape.
I hope not. What a.
Are you
What a
are you
disaster.
that naive to think that the kids aren't
No.
all vaping?
No,
Because
I
that's what
know,
I
I
hear. Is
just-
like so many kids vape.
I
Yeah,
just
there's so
hope
many
they
kids
all know how
vape.
dangerous it is.
You'll get caught if you do that though, I think.
How do they catch you if you vape?
Like just your breath. Like what's on I don't know.
Do they have a test for the vaping? Oh, how do they test it?
The
What?
breathalyzer thing.
The breathalyzer does vape too? Oh, I thought it was just alcohol. I didn't know.
It might.
I didn't know.
Might
What?
I'm trying to wink.
Joe,
Just
Joe, there is a Santa Claus. Joe.
What? I don't understand.
If they told the kids they're checking for the
Oh.
level, they're checking for.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, Joe. Of course, it picks up on it.
Oh, okay.
Joe, there is a
Oh.
Santa Claus. Joe.
Okay, I got you.
Good thing our readership or our
Wow.
listenership isn't really like made up of high school kids.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Gloucestercast 381.
But she's catching
It's
on
in the
crazy
books.
right now.
Chris, cue the music, Chris.
She's their next
the
dance
music.
chef.
Cue the music.
Wait.
Gloucester till the
Music.
end. Gloucester till the
Jeez,
end.
finally, we got
All
some
right.
music.
And we'll see you guys. Have a great night.